Welcome back.
Welcome back to On the Fringe. We are here with our two guests that are in the studio. I was delighted to have a yes when I asked Tina Malave of ABC's Eye on LA to come on the show, and she brought with her an extraordinary comic named Rob Rose, and Rob Rose is actually performing at the Comedy Store tomorrow, and we can talk shop about that. But I'm very excited because I started researching you, and I was like, oh my God, there's so much.
Friends.
We're friends first, but
Yes.
we just connected immediately. You were like roaming the beaches of Paradise Cove.
I know, I was.
And you were doing a segment for them, and I just thought, who is this lady?
Aw.
So warm and just likable immediately, and then I was just like, then she went on camera, and I'm watching her, I'm like, I like her. And then we just stayed in touch with each other.
We did.
And,
We
you know,
did. And then you told me all about your amazing dude.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
And then you came in with your mom and
And
dad.
who
And
is
that
this?
was a great
Who's this
story.
guy? Who is this amazing dude?
That
that
would
she's
be,
saying?
that would, no, Joe, you. It was you.
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
said husband.
Yeah,
Husband.
Yeah.
Not lover, husband.
Oh, okay. Good. Get that
It's a
clear.
huge difference.
Yeah, huge difference, exactly. And then you came with your mom and dad, and they were talking about the story of how they met, and they were just in love, and that really warmed my heart.
I forgot you got the whole backstory.
I got the
of
whole
my
backstory. You
parents.
and I have seen each other quite a bit,
We
and then
have.
in little intense moments too.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you were with me when I found out that a dear friend had passed away. So, yeah, we've been through a lot.
We've been through a lot, and we've only known each other in small little snippets. But I'm glad you're here. For our guests, for our viewers, I want to talk a little bit about Tina. Tina Malave. You best know her from on
Overtone.
LA. I'm swirling off camera. But Tina began her television career in her early 20s, which I did not know because
When
they
you
were
were
calling
12?
you a veteran.
When you were
And
12
I'm
you
like,
started?
how could she be a veteran? I'm like, wasn't getting that. But then
crawled
I
through the trenches, people.
right. But then I read on and I was like, oh, okay. When she suddenly became the nation's go-to girl for everything that was hot happening in Miami. She was in high demand, reporting for WOFOR, CBS, WSVN, Fox as an award-winning morning radio show host and producer for top-rated Clear Channel station Y100 and Miami correspondent for many of E! Entertainment's programs. I started to see you with all of these people. I'm like, oh my God, I know Lawrence.
Oh, that's
Right,
funny.
so you did the red carpet with him. He's
Zarian,
coming
yeah,
on the
Lawrence.
show
Oh,
next
good.
month. Yes, he has a new book out. Anyway, you were on the Oprah Winfrey Show as a field producer, hard copy, Inside Edition. That's the 80s. So you've been around
So is
for a
that
really
makeup?
long
Is that makeup you're wearing or spackle?
I mean, you're so
How is this
young. I
possible?
don't even understand. But
That's the sweetest way to go. You are old.
no, I know it was a sweet way to say you're old, but no, I mean she's so
How are your
young.
eyes
I mean, you
open?
look like you're 24. How old can you
Bless your
be?
heart. No, I'm going to be 43
It's-
next week.
It's
Get the fuck out of here!
Did you just say that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
you know,
Say
you
that here?
I
you
didn't
can say
say
all
that.
I
kinds of
can't.
stuff.
This is
Yeah,
internet
I know. She
radio.
can't. Don't, you
You'll
I'm
defer to
ABC
me.
girl, but
telling him not to drop the F-bomb or me for that matter is like really tough. We don't even know how to communicate without it. It's
I don't
terrible.
know that there was an F in there. Just rolling it along, man. That was nice. That was great. Yeah, there we go.
They're like, yeah, you can move it.
But
You're like,
truly,
"Get that in
let me
there."
just read
But
this.
move over and bring in the mic. Here, we're on the fly radio.
On the
which-
fly.
on the
That's what
fly.
we really call it. Her colorful reporting style has been translated into print as well, writing columns and contributing to several magazines and newspapers, including The Book, LA, Miami Metro Magazine, Channel Magazine, The New York Post, The New York Observer. In 2000, in the true spirit of her motto, this was the part that got my attention. No fear. She took a leap of faith, quit all her positions in Miami, and without a job in sight, moved to Los Angeles. And within
4
2
cats
months,
in tow.
Wow.
you're a cat
Oh, you're a
lady.
crazy cat lady.
I'm down to 2.
I like cats too.
Robert,
Cats
what
like
are you
me.
thinking, lad? What a crazy cat lady.
I waited until 2 of them knocked off.
Oh, man.
Passed on to a better place.
Does she
was
wear
not
the
our
mask when she sleeps? The eye
No,
mask?
but she has this little head thing that pulls her hair back. And
Figures.
it's-
She's a crazy cat
love
lady.
it.
She's going to be on Mars. She's going to Mars. You're going to be the ones that you're one of the few that volunteer to go to Mars,
I
right?
love
With your cats.
Cats that like people, the people are usually very special. When
Well,
a cat doesn't
Rob
like
has
you,
2 cats now.
I do, yeah. I've unofficially adopted
He's
these
daddy.
two.
Our best friends
Really?
have four
four
cats.
cats. Yep. We have a lot of friends that have cats. We
Yeah.
have a lot of friends that are cat people.
I'm not the crazy one though, because it was a family.
Look at her, she's
It was
defending
a
herself.
mother, father, son, and daughter. So it was all one
you kept the family.
Right,
so
of
that,
course.
you know,
Right.
but
You're
now
a
it's just the two
compassionate,
babies.
crazy lady.
You sound crazier the more you defend yourself. Just letting you know, putting that out there. Yeah. When you start mounting to defense, yeah.
Okay, we got to get into that. What gave you the guts to
To
leave
choose
Miami.
the
Yeah.
right fork instead
You know
of
what?
the
I think it
left.
was when I first moved to Miami. I really loved it there, and I was in my early 20s, and it was like South Beach at its peak. It
Height.
was,
and
like,
you were doing well,
magical
right? You were
time.
working all the time doing a
Yeah, well, when I first moved down there, I was just working in the nightclub scene, and it was all totally accidental because everyone's like, "What school did you go to?" Oh, bartending and stuff. But it just ended up I was writing for some local nightlife papers and.
But how
doing-
did see? But I'm interested now. How does
does
something
that
like
translate?
that? Yeah, like how do you
Well,
do that and then go to?
I had a great Rolodex when there were Rolodex. You remember when there were Rolodex? I had a great Rolodex because I was doing like PR for the nightclub. So every time a celebrity would come through, I would keep the cards and everything. So I had a really good contact list, and I had very good writing skills. So I was asked to audition for a similar show like the Ion LA in Miami called The Scene for CBS. And they didn't hire me to be on camera, but they hired me for some reason to produce it, and I still have no idea why. But I pretended like I knew what I was doing until I
course.
knew what I was doing.
Of course.
And eventually they let me on air, and it was just the right time where everyone wanted to know what was going on in South Beach. So
See, I have
that
no
person-
idea why your headsets are not on. I just
Oh,
realized.
are they supposed to?
we
we
never
can
put
hear
their
you.
headsets on. I'm like, oh, can you hear us? Ah, there
there
we
you
are. And now
That's
you can
much
see where
better.
the mic is there.
That sounds more radio-y.
I was going, wait a minute.
Thank you for catching that,
They-
baby.
They don't look silly
It's so
enough.
technical.
There's something up here. They don't look silly enough.
I know.
Now we're good, and we all look
Now,
silly.
we're all
imagine
Princess Leia.
cat ears
Cat
on
ear.
the top of this thing.
We actually had a set for you with the cat ears, an aluminum
Oh,
foil.
that would have been great.
You are now with us
Next
brushing
time.
our teeth in the morning. Yeah, and me staring at those cat ears going, yeah,
That's
this
it.
is forever.
So,
All right,
yeah,
so
but
then
it
you
was-
were there,
So I
and
was
then-
there, and it was great. And for almost 10 years, it was a great time. I mean, I was doing TV for several of the TV stations and some
On
of the,
camera.
on camera, and some of the national shows and everything, and producing as well whenever on camera stuff wasn't available, and doing a morning
And you made
radio
a living
show.
at it. That was your
I
living.
did, but then it became the situation where it was like, okay,
Now what?
Now small, big fish, small pond, and I figured, all right, if I'm going to do this, now's the time to do it. So
So you picked up, and you had
yeah.
a reel. So you had some
I had
stuff
a reel,
to
I had
show.
some contacts.
See, this
Yeah.
is what I'm interested in. I work with
Maybe fix your
goal
hair first.
setting and okay.
You're
I'm,
a good woman.
I'm interested in having your hair fixed first.
We're
So you
all
have to
looking
fix it
silly
again.
today. It's a silly day. Okay.
I don't look as silly as that. Take the headphones off and put them back on. There you go.
We're not there yet.
I love
know.
it. No, yeah.
Great.
This is it.
Yeah.
I told you, if I'm talking, he'll go, stop.
I'll totally take your cat ears.
Something to look forward to.
That's awesome. Thank you, subtle foreshadowing. Yeah, that was awesome.
Follow us home. So what
He
I
does
learned
that too.
myself. What I learned myself is in because I came from a mentality where you can't do anything. How dare you believe in a
Yeah.
dream? That kind of stuff.
Brooklyn.
And when I
Bensonhurst.
changed that, everything changed. But what I found by interviewing people and doing tons of studying human behavior and stuff like this, that what everyone has in common when they do something like that, where they take a risk and they really go for it, is they really have belief and confidence in the vision.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they just already, it's so real that they're basically moving into it rather than hoping something happens. Yes?
Well, I think that for me, it was because I'd never planned on doing that to begin with. It just kind of happened. Once it happened, I just never
Questioned
thought that
it.
it wouldn't.
Right.
It's just like, well, you just keep going. Of course, eventually something will come up.
Right.
It might not be exactly what you were planning on, but
Right.
something will come up.
Right.
And hey, look, here's a cat along the way.
Right.
Or two. Or two
No,
or
four
three.
that came along with me, and we cried. All five of us cried on the airplane
They
on the way.
came with you?
Yes, I brought them with. I brought 4 cats on an airplane.
Honey, that's
from
how we got into the
Miami.
cat thing.
No,
Remember
but I'm
she said
saying
4
I can
cats in
imagine
tow?
like 4 different cases, 4 different
yeah.
cat boxes, carry boxes.
Mhm. It was not a fun
All
transition.
sedated. Oh, because I was just listening to Caroline is trying to
sedated.
get her dog, her dog to Australia, and it's not an easy thing
No,
to do. It's traumatic for the
It's
animals. Some of
traumatic.
them don't survive.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Yeah.
that way on Delta.
Yeah. My kids don't like Delta either.
I have to ride in a cage.
They're like JetBlue.
Isn't that good?
How did
Oh,
you
you
guys
should put
meet
you in the
each other?
cage.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want
wanna
to talk
do
about
it?
that? Because I'm interested. You have a very nice energy together. It's nice.
Well, you tell them where.
Okay, we met on Match.com.
On
Wow.
Match.com.
It's now one of our sponsors.
Yes.
Basically.
You know, and we both, I think, went into it kicking and screaming. Like my
Sure.
parents, when they were here visiting, my dad, as they were getting ready to leave, and they had a great time while they were there. And my dad said, "Honey, will you do something for me?" And I said, "Of course, Daddy, whatever you want." "Will you please go on one of those dating sites?" And I was like, "Oh, what is it
feels
about my
weird.
life that makes you think I
it's
need
not
to-"
right.
Yeah.
Not
Wow,
complete.
that must have hit a
I
lot
know.
of
I was
buttons,
like,
right?
And he said, "Well, you have such a great life, and I want you
Yes.
to find someone great to share it with you." And so I had to
And I
go
know her
on.
father, so coming from your
Yes.
father, it was more like what a woman to have and to share that with. And I think it comes from that place. Not that
Yeah.
you're not okay alone, but
Right,
that he
right,
wants for you to have that.
Of course, I took it as the, "Oh my God, my
Of
life
course.
is horrible. What are you saying?"
Right.
And he had kind of the same thing
Mine
happen.
was equally the same. My mom sent me a text and said, "Stop watching porn." It was kind of the
some
same.
point.
Yeah, it was the same energy.
Wait a minute, were you
So-
just saying now
How
have to
sweet.
stop watching porn?
Yeah, no,
have to
no,
stop
but for
now?
now, for
I
now.
don't know. I don't know what your mom
Self-imposed
What are you
texted you.
implying?
Yeah, but no, but it was really.
Does that
it was
mean it
sort
comes
of.
to an end?
It was sort of. It's never at an end.
Oh, good,
Yeah, we.
Curious.
We had this. I had a bit of an intervention. I had a few of my friends kind of get together and say, "Hey, you're so focused on your career. Well-rounded is kind of a great place to be, and you've sort of
Right.
ignored that part of your life." And I'd had a breakup. I'd had a pretty bad breakup, and I had just kind of buried myself in my writing and in my work. And even my mom was saying it. She's like, "You need to go out. I'm worried about you. You just stay in that studio and you don't do anything." And I thought, and we were just talking about it earlier. I said, as a stand-up comedian, you only really, when you go out, you perform, and you only meet girls in clubs, and they're girls who want to know the guy that's on stage, and that's not who I am. So it's kind of weird. They want to date that guy, the crazy wild guy.
Right.
And I'm the sit at home and stream Netflix guy.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to meet a girl who wants to meet that guy.
Right,
And so
right.
I thought, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And so I kind of caved, and I did cave. I didn't kind of. I caved, and I jumped on Match.com, and I thought, either A, I'm going to meet someone really amazing, or I'm going to have really cool jokes.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
really
So-
good material.
And I got both. I ended up with both. So I ended up with a really great joke, and I ended up with a really amazing.
But it was
girlfriend.
really cute because it was the way we came together was really crazy because I had met somebody on there and just started seeing him, but I was trying to focus on that, and I took myself off of I
know,
put
I'm
my
right here.
profile on hidden. And I know, but he knows.
No, I love it.
But
I love this
But I
candidness.
put my profile on hidden because I wanted to focus on this, and then I thought, well, you know what? It's so new. I don't want to put the pressure on this guy to take his
Right.
profile down. So let me just put it back on, and just kind of sit
Just
on
ride
it. So I
with
put
it.
it back on, and one of the first emails I got was from this guy saying, actually, it was the sweetest. It was really a sweet.
Well, and listen, I'm gonna preface all of whatever she's gonna say with I'm weird. I have a weird kink, and it's hair. If a girl does her hair and really puts the effort into her hair, that's my thing. That's some guys are ass, some guys are boobs. I'm hair.
You like
And-
somebody who
and
coifs their hair.
Our hair is a mess,
And
though.
she had.
I know today it is.
Especially with
she
those-
had. Well, she got me. Yeah. So yeah, she doesn't do the work anymore. But so I go on, and I had my joke. I met my joke, which I won't say who she was, but I met that. I met the joke, got the joke out of there. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this. I wasn't feeling it. And so as I was getting ready to close it out, I just did one last little scour. And I came across this page, and I saw her. And I thought, you know what? She's beautiful, and her hair is amazing. And I said,
Big
I
smile.
said, expecting never to hear from her again. No agenda. I said, match or no match. I said, greatest hair on this website, period. On Match. And then I sent it. And then
And I wasn't responding to anybody at all.
Poor Kay.
Just because I'd met one person that I went to on a casual coffee thing, and it was so awkward and
weird,
just
right?
weird. And then the second person, I had started seeing him, and so I wasn't responding to anybody. And so he wrote this, and it was very nice.
In that window.
In that
little
window
when
that
she
I
opened up her
popped back
profile
on.
again.
But you're so logical about the way you pursue that.
I'm very logical,
because
yes.
it's, you know, from what I understand from so many of my girlfriends, it's like, it's tricky because you
It
get
is.
involved with somebody, but you really don't know where it's going. You don't know where they are. They don't call you back. And so it's really, you do have to leave
Yeah.
yourself open because you don't really know what's happening. But
Yeah.
you kind of went, okay, I like this guy, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, and there was something I don't even know what it was with his profile, because you undersold yourself.
Not
on,
your
on
type,
your
you mean?
profile.
He's not
No,
normally
no.
what you would
no,
go
it's
for?
not even that. It's not. He's not what I would go for. He just, you were so humble. Like, he didn't put really anything into your profile that would have made me
didn't
say
beef it
he's
up.
the one. But
Right.
something about him made me respond to him, and I said, "Hey, you know, I kind of met somebody here, and my heart is in that direction. But you seem like a cool guy, and my best friend is a comedian. So, you know, if you want to just kind of meet and be friends, that would be great." And I'm like, I don't know why I don't have much time in my day. Why
to
am I
even make
doing
new
this?
friends, right?
And it was cool, and I told her, I said, look,
Love that.
if worst case scenario, you end up being someone really awesome in my phone, and I told her this, I said, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so
So there's no weirdness or discomfort. We met at Starbucks, and the weirdest thing
your
was
next
this.
sponsor,
Okay.
by the way.
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
Nest.com and
we're
Starbucks.
sitting
There
at
we go.
we first see each other, and there was just some I was taken aback, and I still don't know why, because my brain was still
I
somewhere
think it's
else.
karmic.
It's totally karmic.
That's what happens when you meet somebody and you don't know why you're doing something, and then you see them, and it's like this weird thing where you don't even know what it is. You're like, it's like almost like
Yeah.
a memory, but it's a faint memory, but you're not sure. I think that's always
And my
And I think the same thing, because my first thought was, as she was getting closer, I was like, her ass isn't getting bigger. So this is nice, you know?
This is good.
Because I'm
This is
there,
good.
you're there in that space in my heart. Yeah. I want to be open to that.
But the funny thing was,
Feelings.
as we sat there,
Being a Buddhist
we
monk.
sat
that
there
you are.
Booty monk.
as we sat there talking.
A booty monk.
Oh, good gosh.
My-
We're going to get a lot of information out tonight.
I noticed that my leg kept moving closer to him, and I'm going,
struck
what am
me.
I doing?
Wow.
And it just kept
Was she
happening.
inappropriate?
No,
Footsie,
actually,
little footsie.
we're still working on that. Yeah, we're not
But
there
I would
yet.
even say to him, I was like, I don't know why I'm invading your personal space. I'm sorry about this.
And her chair's sliding forward.
Yeah, and
Love
I'm like
it.
moving
Yeah.
closer to, and I'm like,
So
and I'm
great.
in my brain.
So
I'm going,
those
"What are you
hypnosis tapes I
doing?"
gave you
Love it.
worked.
They did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She thinks
Yeah.
this is
So
all.
before we left, I said, I was like, and it wasn't even a conscious decision. I said, oh, my girlfriend Monique is performing tonight and tomorrow. If you want to come with me in Ventura, and so.
But you blurted it.
I totally
It
blurred
was
like it's
so she threw chum
Like a
she did.
power
She,
out of my mouth.
we had this amazing hug, and I'm big on goodbyes. Like if I say goodbye to everybody, I'm at a party or something, and we're like, hey, all right, see you guys.
Like you
later.
gotta hug
And then I
everybody.
realized I left a hat in there. That hat belongs to the house. Yeah, I already had a good goodbye.
You don't wanna-
I had a great goodbye. Yeah, I'm hatless. Yeah. So we already had our goodbye, and we had this nice, really friendly hug, and she goes, comedy! Go to the thing with me! Yeah. And I was like, I'm down.
But my brain was still not like, I'm going to date this guy. My
Right.
brain was still on, I'm trying to make this work with this other person.
And I would imagine that point is very, very powerful for a guy. That she wanted to hook up with you, not to hook up with you, but just to make friends.
Yeah.
And I would think
Yeah,
that's
that's real. That's
attractive.
exactly what men want.
Yes.
Because we don't get enough of that.
Right. I wanted to ass slap your friendship. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
But don't you
I think you're
always tell
confusing
me,
men with women.
No, but don't you
Tone.
always tell me that women have an agenda, and it's so refreshing when a woman is not trying to get married or try to find the one. You find that refreshing. Didn't you
It
always
drew
say that to me, you know?
As opposed to I
In
thought
other
you
words,
meant
it takes
yeah,
the pressure off.
I thought you meant rather than just wanting you for sex. Like, oh darn, again, why can't I find the right woman who loves me for me?
Wish I had my hat. Yeah. No, and the thing with her is I felt that. I mean, like there was no agenda, and it was just kind of. I mean, I joke about it. Come out with me. But it was really cool, and I remember leaving, and I called my best friend Jake, and I mean we've been forever, and we were in a comedy team together, and so I called him, and he goes, well, and he was so excited, and I said, listen, here's the deal. I just met the most amazing human being I've ever. I mean, in all my years, I said. and if we end up just being friends, I said,
You're
and
cool
I
with
knew
that.
this immediately. I said, no. I said, I'm going to have to send her a text and say, give me a few days to compartmentalize this, because I know right now I want more, and I'm going to try to grow as a person and just be your friend.
In the next few days.
Yeah. In the next few days, I'm quick. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. But we
I had a beard at 3.
And then what?
Yeah. So,
Well, we decided we were going to go out to. He was going to pick me up. We are going to grab a bite and then head to Ventura County. He's
gonna pick you up.
to
Like-
see.
like
At
an
the house.
official
Like he
date.
picked me up at the house. We were
okay.
going to go grab
But
a
you know,
bite.
that's a date.
But we went to dinner as friends. We drove to Ventura County and we had this very personal conversation. And by the time we got to Ventura County, it was done.
You were making out.
It wasn't even we were making
yeah,
out.
we did.
We made out when we got out of the car.
When we got,
Well, we got out of the car and I said, "All right,
In a
I
friendly
guess
kinda
we should
way.
kiss."
Yeah.
And you
Dude,
Yeah.
she dropped her
find this
handbag like I
fascinating.
drop a mic at the end of a really good set. She goes,
In
"We
the
need to
parking
do
lot.
this." Yeah. And
guess
she
we
dropped her
kissed.
bag,
I love that.
and we
Wow.
made out.
And he never went home. He's
I've
he
not
has
gone
not
home.
Been
I
home
love
since then.
this.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
What do you mean?
Not
he
once.
has not gone home.
I've stayed at her house every single night, so and I'm not going
Yeah,
back.
it's been and it's
Well, it's
done.
hard when you have the wife and kids at home. It's really weird.
Exactly.
You go back, it's kind of weird.
Well,
You
I
feel-
don't want to tell her I have 7 cats, and they're probably not doing well right now. I haven't been home in a couple months.
Yeah, so my girlfriend and I, we call him TLB, the last boyfriend.
Yeah.
And that's it.
What, so you
I'm-
you haven't been home to your house, to where you lived?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just moved in with her that day?
That's it.
Yeah.
We've been together
That's
ever since.
amazing.
Yeah.
Because when you know,
And
you
who's
know.
living
When you
in
know,
who's
you
living
know.
in the home?
No one.
Nobody.
Nobody. I have a
It's-
studio in Burbank, and that was it.
It doubles
And
as a comedian learning studio.
Yeah, we
kind of a thing,
my
so-
writing partner and I, who I wrote this movie with, that we'll talk
Who
about
is your
later.
writing
His name is
partner?
Jerry Corley. He's
Jerry
a stand-up
Corley.
comedian. He's brilliant, and he runs a clinic. It's called the Stand-Up Comedy Clinic, and he basically teaches up-and-coming comics and gives them the tools they need to get out.
Very good for me
and
to know,
start-
because the people ask me all the time, and I
Yeah.
send them to a couple of people.
He teaches them like joke structure, why a joke is funny, how a joke is funny, how
What
to
makes a
shatter an
joke funny.
assumption, how
Right.
to, three-way build-ups, that kind of stuff. There's a real biology to
Absolutely.
it. And it's not just dropping F-bombs and throwing mics. It's really
Oh, fuck you.
See, it's not easy. You got a sitting ovation. Yeah.
Hey, I got to tell you, I saw that Legends of
Oh, my baby.
We watched it last night.
My pride and joy
Legends
of
of
Laurel
Laurel
Canyon.
Canyon.
Had no idea that went on in Laurel Canyon.
I know. Isn't
None.
it amazing?
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
And what
Because
made you
Yeah.
do that, or what
we
made
are
you decide
running.
to
We
do
got
that?
5 minutes,
Nope.
believe it or not.
Oh, come on. We
Yeah.
have to talk about Stretch. So,
Okay, yes.
Rapid.
In a nutshell, basically, I was doing a story at the Houdini estate in Laurel Canyon, and the woman that was showing me around said, this is an amazing canyon. Everybody, Frank Zappa lived here, and
So you
Jim
had no
Morrison
idea
down the street. I
of
had no
that either.
idea. So I started researching it and realized every icon from the 60s music scene lived in Laurel Canyon. And my first interview was with Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees, and
it was a great interview.
He's
right?
Yeah,
and he's
he's
really
really
become a
funny and
great friend.
articulate,
He's become a
really.
wonderful, wonderful friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he told me all of these amazing stories, and I thought, okay, this is more than a half-hour show. I've got to do at least an hour documentary.
Absolutely.
And KABC, bless them, because they don't ever do this kind of stuff, and they let me license songs, and they let me they left me alone to do this love project, and we won an Emmy for it. So so it was.
You
the
won an
price
Emmy
of
for
fabulous.
that, yeah. I just loved it.
We were
and
entrenched in it.
I love that you uncovered right there in that documentary. I guess it's a documentary, right? That story about Jim Morrison
yeah.
about setting fire to the closet and locking her in there. That people
In the Oliver Stone film,
Yeah,
he
that-
put that scene in, and a lot of people, including Ray Manzarek, were saying that never happened.
Right.
But their
Apparently
next door
it did.
neighbor, Bobby Klein, Pam came to his house right after, and it did happen.
That
Yeah.
that was really cool. And
Really
I'm
cool.
not even a big, music connoisseur person.
Dispelled a myth and made it a fact. That's pretty great.
Yeah,
really
and I
great.
loved it. I just loved. I loved all the I didn't realize they all. It's like a vortex, a
it was
musical
crazy.
vortex there in Laurel Canyon.
And, you know,
all
there's-
live there.
At the Grammy Museum downtown in May, they're doing a whole Laurel Canyon
Connoisseur. I
exhibit.
said connoisseur. Say I do that again. Aficionado. I really know.
Aficionado. There you
Connoisseur.
I
go.
did that again last week. I have brain farts when I'm
Yeah.
here. Last week for 20
you're
minutes,
so
I was trying to
cute.
think of Robert Louis Stevenson, and I kept saying
You were
Jonathan
saying everything
Livingston
but.
Seagull.
I was like, Joe, let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, I
We
need
got
my
it.
medication.
No, it was good.
But I loved it.
It was
Good.
fabulous.
Yeah.
So
That's
anyway,
great.
they're going to
So
do.
the Grammy Museum is doing an exhibit on Laurel Canyon in May, and hopefully they're talking with us right now about possibly showing the documentary in
They
the
have to.
exhibit. So hopefully
They
that'll
totally
work
have
out.
to. I'll make them.
It's brilliant. I
Yeah.
love it.
Wonderful.
I
But
love
he's
making
brilliant.
No, I can see that he's
He's
brilliant.
brilliant.
So
Yeah,
Stretch,
tell me about
Brilliant
tell
Stretch.
us. You guys are going
Okay.
to have to come
See,
back.
people like you make me want to act again.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah,
All right, so-
because I know whatever you're doing is going to be fun
Joey,
and
it's
cool and
amazing.
smart.
It's
Now
it
in
was a
Spanish.
blast.
Totete que quieres con la hizo fuera del pantalón, la masa da
President Bush.
I feel like I'm back in Miami.
No, my hair is messed up. That's my brain fart. That's what mine does. So anyway, in a nutshell, Stretch is basically it's a movie that I wrote with Jerry Corley, my writing partner, and Joe Carnahan, a brilliant writer director. He's The Blacklist. Those Who Kill,
yes.
Smoking Aces, the A Team, and all that. The three of us got together and we wrote this story, and it's about a chauffeur.
Which Rob is a
which I am a limo
chauffeur.
driver also.
Brilliant.
It is about a chauffeur who takes a job driving for this billionaire who makes his life hell. And the whole movie is set in one shift. And Chris Pine, who plays Captain Kirk in Star Trek, is the crazy-ass billionaire in the back seat.
Oh, how
and
good.
Patrick Wilson from Insidious plays Stretch, the limo driver. That's his nickname. And Ed Helms is in it. Ray Liotta has a brilliant cameo as himself in it.
Really?
It's a struggle. David Hasselhoff, who... I'm not even gonna. No, you got to see it.
Wow,
But
where can we
at the
see
Where's it
screening
being
of
released?
At a private screening of it, the second Hasselhoff appeared on screen, we lost the theater. Everyone went nuts and lost their
Oh,
minds.
wow.
Yeah, it's so great.
I'm looking
It's
forward to
our
it.
Mike Tyson hangover moment. It's
Cool.
so great.
When is
Yeah.
it? When is it coming out?
They had some issues, maybe in post or something, I don't know, but they're going to re-release it. It was supposed to be released March 21st, but it's going to be released again sometime this year.
A theatrical release?
Yeah.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
It will hit theaters, and then it'll do the video on demand and all that
I'm
stuff.
very
But
excited.
and
it
Jessica
sounds
Alba's
really
in
funny.
It,
Really?
and I met
Who else is in it?
Get all these-
Jessica Alba, and she's adorable, and it just I was so excited because it's funny. I wasn't as big a fan as I probably should have been of hers, but I got to watch her shoot these scenes on set, and she crushed it. And I was like, "You flipped me on."
Nice.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you know what
there.
was
Wow.
funny? She
That's
came up
great.
to him during the shooting, and she was like,
and we were talking.
"We
about
heard there's a rumor going around."
somebody about was that or something. Yeah, I think it was that. You were a limo driver or are a limo driver? And I was like, I have a run tonight at like 11 o'clock.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That's my sedan right over there.
And you
I
picked
was
them up
on
with all
set.
the stars in it, right?
Well,
You
it's
picked up
funny.
the
And
client.
The best story, I know we have to go, but the best story is I was driving a limo one night on Hollywood and Vine, and I'm driving my client, and this cop comes over and he goes, "I'm sorry, you guys can't come up this street." True story. And I said, "Why is that?" And he goes, "We're shooting a film." And I looked over and I saw this tow truck, for these Russian tow truck drivers that chase Stretch. It says, Cossack towing on the side. And I go, I just got bumped from my own movie. I go, I have to drive around the set of my own film. This is so awesome.
That's great.
And I'm making nothing tonight. I'm living the dream. I'm broke dick. And that's my movie. Yeah. Awesome. I live on a
awesome.
couch. Yeah. Hooray for Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Live on a couch anymore.
Not anymore, baby. I live with two cats.
Rob, you have to plug your show for tomorrow night, and then we want to.
yeah.
And we gotta
Okay.
leave
Tina.
here.
Yeah, tomorrow night I will be at the Comedy Store in the original room. The show starts at 7 o'clock. It's $15 to get in.
And they can just come right before the show and just get in, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So you're there to see Rob Rose, and who knows what they'll do for you. Yeah. But it's going to be awesome. And
Awesome.
I'm doing some new stuff. So
We wish you
please
the
come out.
best. You're
Thank you guys.
awesome.
Yeah.
We love meeting
Awesome.
you. Thank you. And
you go.
Tina,
And
you
then-
have an episode for
Yes, we
for
have
broadcast.
for people that are in the LA area. We do have Ion LA has a new episode this Saturday night at 6:30 on ABC7. It's our summer guide, and we have like amazing things to do in Los
LA.
Angeles. And like Ion LA on Facebook, because we always have just really cool stuff around town.
Yeah, it's good
do.
to know where to go because you get, after seeing, Finding Nemo for the 50th
Oh my God.
time.
Joe and I are
forget-
stepping out.
Oh,
You want to
good.
get out of the
Yes, we're
house.
stepping
I know.
out.
and
It's
do
like,
something.
stay lost,
No.
you damn fish.
Our son turned 12, so he can babysit the younger one.
nice.
So we're like having a rebirth in our
Good.
marriage.
Well,
Aren't we,
guys,
Joe?
yeah.
Anyway.
Look, I got my wedding ring
I
finally
know.
after 20
it was
years.
his birthday night before last night.
Nice.
Bob.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Yeah.
you. We got to go. We love you guys. Thank you for coming. Come
Thank
back.
you for
Come
on the
back.
Fringe.
Come back
Find
in a
us on
month.
Twitter
We
and
will, for
Facebook,
sure.
and please come back and visit us.
Okay,
Kiss me,
definitely.
cat lady. All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network.
You make me